Hi, so today we're gonna try and change the body of our website's color using only JavaScript. So we won't need the HTML and CSS because the HTML, like the normal, wait for me a second. That body tag is already available in a CodePen project, and it is all that white space that you see here. So we won't need to fill in any HTML nor CSS. We directly start with the JavaScript. So first we define an object which will take, so that's the JavaScript object notation. So we will define it using a key value style. So let me show you. So for example, pressing the R on the keyboard will lead to a red color for the body. Same goes for J, which will result in a green color. Okay, so now we have the data. Let's use it for making our background colors change. So we add to the body an event listener for key downs. So whenever we press a key on the keyboard, we can pass in an arrow function or a JavaScript anonymous function with the event argument. So no big deal, it's the same thing. So we go ahead and save a variable color, okay, let me explain it a bit. So we're taking the keys that we pressed at that key down on the body, and it will be R, J, it will be something like that. So we're taking that. Okay, let me show you it. Let me log it first. This event.key. Okay, so we open up the console and let me clear the console so errors go out. Okay, so we focus the body, we press R for example. You see that R string we get. So we are matching that R to the red color in order to change the body to the red color. So let's press J, T, U, you see the point. So I'm gonna comment this out and bring this back. So we're passing that R string in here, and we're taking stuff from the colors object. So if you press R, that notation, the square bracket notation, will give us that red string. So let's log it. In fact, let's log both the color we get and the key we press. So we focus the body, I left click on the body, and I press, for example, R. So it gives me two logs. The first log is the key that I pressed, which is R, and the second log is the color, which is taken from the colors object based on the key we passed, which is red, so R, and it gave us the red color in the second log, so the color variable. So now what we want to do is okay, so first, before we change the actual color of the body, let me show you something. I refocus the body, left click on the body. Let me press a key that is not available here, like not the R, not the J. So H, for example, I get H as the key pressed, logged to the console, and taking the H key from that colors object. So taking the H key from the colors object, we get nothing because we don't have an H which maps to something which could or could not be a color. That's why we get the undefined. So we get, for example, when we click Y, oh, let me focus the body, Y undefined, but R we get the red, J we get the green. So that's it. Now we're gonna change the color of the body. We do that by going to document dot body. So we selected the body dot style, which is an equivalent to the CSS style, and we pass in our color. Here we'll pass in our color and end it with a semicolon. So that notation you saw here is the exact equivalent. No, it's not the exact, it's inline, but here it's an external CSS style sheet. So it's like saying background. If you want me to explain those further, please write me down in the comment. So if, for example, let's write blue as the background color, we get the blue. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We're taking background color like as a string, and then we're appending that blue, that color, whichever we take from that object, and then we're adding the semicolon, which is that one. Okay, so let's clear that up, or let's keep it as a default color. And now we try our program. So we only have red and green, R and J. I click on here and I click R, it changes to red. J, it changes to green. If I click, look at the concept. If I click something not available like O, it gives me undefined. And what's happening is my inline CSS for the body is giving. Okay, let me see it. Okay, we need the body. So the body. Anyway, it's not showing up here because JavaScript didn't add it, because the color of undefined, let me show you, that undefined is not a color, so JavaScript didn't add it as an inline color for the body. Let me, okay, and the color jumped back to the default value, which was the blue, from the external CSS, not from the inline CSS we added in JavaScript. We can add inline CSS with JavaScript, but okay, we can add inline CSS with JavaScript, but it's not for today, so we make it in another day. We can add a safe checker which says if that color is undefined, so if, or to be more precise, if it's not undefined, we go ahead and do that. So R, J, let me click on Y, for example, now. So it gives me undefined, and it's doing it anyway. Or it refreshed. No, it refreshed, so it's not doing it. Okay, so if you want to add a yellow color, for example, we can do that just by adding that yellow in here. So I focus the body, R, Y, J. So that's it. If I click any other key, nothing will happen. Okay, so that's green. That's it, as nothing will happen. And that's it. So we can do weird stuff like putting the P for the green. It will work. So R, P will give green, Y will give yellow. So you can see here P will give green and Y will give yellow. And if I try and click J, it won't give me green. It gives me undefined, and the color doesn't change because G isn't anymore P. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you soon.